Remind me.
Okay.
There we go. We are recording. Welcome to Mastery. Today is August 8th, Friday. And you know what? We're going to get sharper. I'm kind of watching things I've shared with you before, maybe a little bit last week and during recon, you guys. In fact, I'm going to be teaching a class here on a local board, and I've named it the new four-letter word in real estate. You guys already know what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about a bad word. I'm not talking about the word next. This is something new. I believe our market is shifting from a fear-based market to a hope-based market. Now, I know our market's not like your market. I saw a map that was on Inman or Zillow or someplace like that, where they showed the country, the southern states, Florida, Texas, maybe into some parts of Arizona, are seeing that slow and turn to a buyer's market, and the northern states not as much. So this may or may not apply to you now. However, it will apply to you at some point in time. One of the reasons I think Gary Keller, and of course I'm Keller Williams, a lot of you guys are Keller Williams, but anyone's invited, Keller or not, says he wants us to be the local economist of choice. He wants us to be able to become weather people. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, okay, local weather, local news and local weather is probably the number one thing that people watch the local news for, right? And they are meteorologists. And so they study factors that affect weather. Gary wants us to study factors to understand what's going on in the real estate world. And you'll understand this. A couple of years ago, you know, the Fed chairman came out and predicted that in 2024 rates would fall six times. Now, here's the thing I want you to remember, and this is my monologue. Then we'll go into, you can put it in the chat. Louise, why don't you just tell them real fast if they want to play what to do in case they're new.
Of course. Yeah. If you'd like to play, post in the chat what your scenario is and what is the objection of choice.
Right. And we'll get into that, promise you. So here's my monologue, is that when someone says something's going to happen in the future, that will have effect on the way people behave today. There's a lot of parallels, but the most one you guys know that what is the number one shopping day on the calendar in the United States?
Black Friday.
Yeah. Everybody knows the day after, what is it? Christmas. No, is it Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is the beginning of the Christmas season. And so if you're going to buy a big screen TV, or if you can put it in the chat, you'll get an extra bonus. I'm going to give you a quote out of a movie. If you can guess the movie, put it in the chat. If you want to get the G.I. Joe with a Kung Fu grip, and you know it's going to go on sale the day after Thanksgiving, and you're a month away, if you can wait, what do? You wait. So what's going on in the media right now is that regardless of what your beliefs are politically, there is a lot of momentum in the administration right now getting things done. And you can look at it, depending on what news station you look at, it's good or bad, but there is momentum there. He has actually taken on the Fed, saying the rates should be lower. We're all aware of that. So number one, you should be tracking rates. They're somewhere around mid-sixes right now, and you can go to a website, you can have an app that would track that for you. However, if buyers are hearing that, and they hear that basically there's this pressure and there's this consensus that rates will fall, that make them want to move quicker or slower. They want to wait to Black Friday. I don't know when Black Friday is, but it's somewhere in the future. Secondly, in our market, where we're seeing inventory grow and we're seeing downward pressure on price, and we're finding sellers getting stiffer, they're not moving so much. Why? Because they think if interest rates fall, that will help them. And when you look at physics, before momentum can change to go one way or the other, there's actually exactly a stop. It pauses. And what we're seeing in our marketplace right now is sellers are digging in their heels because the fear we've talked about on here before, and you should remember this, the best time to buy is when sellers fear tomorrow is worse than today. But I have to say, probably in the last 6 weeks or so, with all this talk about pressure on the Fed lowering interest rates, I think that 4-letter word fear has been replaced by the 4-letter word hope. And we're having to use crowbars now to get sellers to move off their number. One more point, and we'll go into any discussion you want, and we can have conversations around this. The showings in our market here are picking up. The sales aren't. I'm going to stop right now and ask you, okay, what could that mean? Buyers, the showings are up. We're not in season. We're the summer, right? So we're Florida. We're typically a winter market. Showings are up. Buying activities is down. What does that mean? Or what could that mean?
Outcome 2
Say it again.
on your outcome 2 on the outcome sheet. So the buyers still think prices are too high, but they're willing to get out and look.
I'd say it's more that buyers are becoming more active, but because the sellers are unwilling to adjust their price, then you're still holding your sales down.
So Jesse, all right. So Jesse was talking about the 3 outcome sheet, which I think really would refer to an individual seller, not necessarily the market, but I'm glad you know that. Robert, you think it's more generalized? Any other comments on that?
Yeah, they're preparing, getting ready.
Now, and that's I mean, all of you have a piece of the correct answer, I believe, but that's the one I'm falling on. Now, let me ask you: is anybody seeing that in their market? Activity is strong, but sales are not necessarily representing the activity.
Yep.
Yeah, here in Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah.
So would that be would you not behave that way if you knew that you were on a market? By the way, I'll have to pull up the chat to see if anybody's got the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. Did anybody put that in there? Yes, David. Trading Places. Good job. You win the prize. So if you were in the market for something and you thought, well, you really have been looking for it and you hear it's going to be on sale or something like that, or the new iPhone's coming out, do you not start getting a little bit more prepared? So that's what I think is happening. So my class I'm going to be teaching is going to help agents have conversations with sellers. How do you have a conversation about repositioning with a seller when they think, in another few weeks, I may not have to reposition because haven't you heard? Interest rates are coming down. So, any comments on my monologue?
You'd have to go to motivation and maybe pain on the baseball diamond, right? If they're in hope, their motivation would still be appropriate, I guess it all just depends on the individual.
I'll tell you what, you guys are making me a proud papa. I'm gonna see if I can find the slide. You guys are students. There's not many agents in the world that would know that. You're exactly right, Jess. You'd have to go to motivation. What else? What are your other comments about what I just talked about? The media is not reporting that yet, but I think they will. Okay. Well, Louise, that was a big old burger of some sort. All right. What do we want to talk about today?
This actually would be a good topic to continue, right? And help the buyers self-discover how the interest rates are indirectly proportionate to the market price.
Let's talk about that for a second. Okay, all right, let's just talk about for 1 second. If all of a sudden rates drop to 6%, and some people say, and I kind of agree with them, kind of sort of, that might be the number to get a lot of buyers off the fence. Theoretically, I think anything that begins with a 5, but it could be 5.9999, the psychological effect of that. So let's say the interest rates went to 6%. What happens? What happens in the first week or two of that?
All the buyers are putting in offers, and so you're paying over ask and possibly over appraisal.
Well, I mean, if it gets into a frenzy, it could happen. I have a feeling, even when we had the COVID market, it didn't get there overnight. I think there's some, I use a pilot term, some spooling up time for the market to really take hold. Okay, so if interest rates drop, you would see buyers step in, but I don't think it automatically shoots prices up. So theoretically, and this is just, I don't want to get too theoretical with you, but I'm just thinking about this. There could be a window of opportunity. Now, what does this mean for you as if you're working with buyers? Here's my advice to you if you're working for buyers. If this happens, get your buyers ready. How do you do that? If they're using financing, they must be using financing if they're concerned about interest rates. Get them with your lender, get them pre-approved, get them ready. In fact, let them shop a little bit. They can shop online if they want to look at some homes. Because I think there's going to be, before it goes, if rates drop, and really, I mean, the Fed changing the rate, and Jesse could give us probably a dissertation on this. There's not necessarily a direct relationship between long-term rates. However, if you're working with buyers and that's a bit of your business, you will help them, serve them by getting them ready. If it happens, they need to be first. Why? Because most people are going to wake up and one day and say, oh, rates are down. I better call that buyer I've been working with. Well, you're already going to be ahead of the game. You might be floating. You might be ready to lock or whatever. I don't know about all that stuff, but boom, there will be a window where inventory will still be up. Buyer activity will be coming. It's kind of like, let's go into Black Friday. You got everybody locked outside the doors of Best Buy. They've been camping there for 18 hours and they let you in first and not everybody else. Do you think that's worth a good piece of wisdom for you guys? The other side of the coin, though, is I don't have an answer. I'm just thinking through it and letting you know. I could almost make a case right now that sellers, if they won the roll of the dice, may not want to get uber aggressive capitulating or repositioning for a little bit of time. I don't predict the future. I'm just saying, if I were a seller and had medium motivation, I might do that. So, Louise, maybe we can have some conversations around that because they're not talking to me.
So Jesse posted rates dropped to 6%. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, do you think you'll be the only buyer to get out and shop?
Well, let's role play. Who's up?
I can go.
Thank you, Jesse.
All right. Would you please give me a break and let Louise role play with you and just make sure she understands the scenario because I'm not really sure I do.
I guess it's we're wanting to wait for rates to drop, maybe.
Am I the seller or the buyer?
Higher.
Okay.
Go.
So Louise, after everything we went over today, are you ready to put me to work?
Yeah, but we don't want to start until the rates drop down to 6%.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about your thinking on that.
Well, we'll have more, we'll be able to buy more because the rate will be lower.
Okay. Some more house for the price. Well, I'm just
Oh,
curious.
really? Rewind and use my words.
Say it again.
I think it's a good practice to use the words of the person that you heard, not verbatim, but just use the words so they know you're listening, right?
Right. Yes. So I don't remember what you just said, so I have to repeat it.
Oh, okay. We would be able to buy more house if the interest rates were lower. We'd have more money to work with.
Okay. So you'd buy more house with a lower interest rate, more money to work with. Got it. Okay. Do you have an idea when that might happen?
I'm sorry, what was that, Jesse?
Do you have an idea when that might happen?
I don't.
Yeah,
I sounds like it's gonna be any day now, according to what I hear on the news.
sure. Well, let's just kind of visualize this. Rates go down to 6, which that would be nice for the market. Do you think you'll be the only buyer to get out there and take advantage of it?
Oh, I'm sure there are a lot of people who would like to buy when the rates drop.
Yep. So what do you think that'll do with competition in the market?
Oh, like I think it will increase the number of buyers who are looking to purchase.
Okay. So is it beneficial for you to start looking when there's less competition or to wait when there's more competition?
Oh, that's a good question. It's better, obviously, for me to shop when there's less competition.
Right. Um, have you ever shopped for like Black Friday after Thanksgiving?
You got me there. You got me. So you probably want to go for the close, right?
Okay, well then, hey, let's get to work now.
Yeah, I would maybe, add one more transition line. Well, would you like to shop now when there's less competition or wait until later when there's
Okay.
more? Yeah.
Would you like, yeah, would you like to get shopping now then when there's less competition or wait for more?
So
Oh,
let's talk about it a little bit. So what is the advantage of a buyer being first into Best Buy? You're first in line. They're going to let you go in and say, look, you've got 30 minutes to shop anything you want before we let the doors in. What is basically the number one advantage to that shopper?
They have more merchandise to choose from, and they're gonna have the best stuff picked.
You get the first selection.
That's it. See, we talk about, and it will happen. It will happen. There will be a domino effect that as buyers rush in, it will eventually put upward pressure on price, but it won't do it immediately. So I want you guys to remember, just think if you go in the store, and Deb, you nailed it right on the head. The first thing to go is inventory, selection. So if you want to put your buyers in a position where they have selection, now again, they may not have, and I can make a case right now for Florida, and Louise is in Florida with me, and Matt's in Florida with me, that the buyers may have already missed the opportunity, at least temporarily, of getting the sellers at the pain point. Now sellers may not fear tomorrow is worse than today, so they already dug in. But my point is this, is that it would be 100% honest if you stress with them is that the first thing, Louise said, sure, buyers are going to come in. And give them that mental picture of everybody running over to the electronics department to get the big screen TV half price. And there's only so many of them. So that's the number one advantage for someone acting sooner as that market shifts. It may take a week or two or whatever. I have no idea how to measure it before prices go up, but prices can't go up till what? What has to happen before prices go up, guys?
There has to be demand.
Right.
Well, there's always demand.
Inventory goes down.
There you go. Supply has to go down first. Does that make sense? One thing that Jess on your role play, and we talk about this quite a bit, is that, and I know we didn't go into it renting or owning or whatever. We didn't go into motivation. So who would like to pick that? Let's do that role play again, and we're going to drill down on this a little bit. And what I want you to do is, I want you to know the difference. If someone is not buying today at today's interest rates or waiting for it to go down, what is the risk? What is the reward? Who wants to do that? I can walk you through it. I can be the mouse in your pocket, and you can role play with David. You can role play with David. Who wants to be the agent? And you can team tag me.
I can try.
All right, Bev. Sure. All right. Same scenario. David's a buyer.
Okay.
Wants to wait. So what's the risk? Let's see if we can help him self-discover the risk and reward. Go.
Okay. So David, after all that we went through today, are you ready to put me to work for you?
You know, Bev, it sounds like a great plan, but I'm really hearing a lot in the news that the interest rates might go down. So it might be beneficial if we waited a little bit longer.
Okay. What are you waiting for them to go down to?
Well, I think 6% would make sense.
Okay. Do you know what they are today?
I believe they're about 6.5.
Yes, you're actually on point. I was going to ask you if you were aware it was around that range. So you're waiting for it to go down. What if it went down to 6.1?
No, that would work too.
So where is your cutoff?
I don't know if there's actually a cutoff, but I just hear that the rates will go down.
Okay. And tell me again about your situation. We talked over that you said you needed to buy within the next couple of months.
So now she's going to second base again, right? There's that motivation factor. All right, keep going.
Right. So baby's on the way.
Do you really have a baby coming?
No,
Oh,
not yet. Thanks. Baby's on the way. We need to get a bigger place.
Okay, and your lease is expiring soon as well. Is that right?
That's right.
So how many more months do you have on your lease?
About 3 more months.
Okay. And do you have any idea when those rates are going down as you were hoping?
I don't.
Okay. So what happens if those rates don't go down in the next couple of months?
she's going to third base. That's third base, guys. What's third base? Pain.
Pain.
Again, what we're talking about here is risk reward. So she's going into some of the risk right now. She hasn't talked to reward yet. Keep going.
I
Doing
don't
good.
I don't know, Bev. We're very hopeful that the rates will go down. At least that's what we're hearing, and we're willing to stick it out a little bit to save and to make it more affordable for us.
Okay, so Dave, we were looking at houses for about 550. I think that's what you had mentioned. And the rates are approximately 6.5 right now for 30-year fixed rate. And you're basically looking for it to go down even less than 0.5%. Can we go through that and unpack that a little bit more?
Sure.
So if we take that rate and we divide it up now, I'm not having the exact calculator in front of me. Do you know what that would amount to per day?
I don't.
Yeah, if you do the math, it comes out to really only a couple of dollars a day. So you're willing to actually wait
So
and
hang on a minute. Now, I know you're making it up as you go, right?
this part, yeah.
Okay, now, so you don't have to. I want you to be able to do this. Now she's going into the reward right now.
Uh-huh.
The reward is, will they save money on payment if it happens? What you have to help them do is make a good decision by looking at the risk and the reward. Now, everyone can do this. If you don't have Chat GPT, you can have the free version. There's other versions of AI, or you have a financial calculator. Why don't you, Bev, do you have Chat on your phone?
Yeah.
Ask Chat, and everyone else can do this. Put it in the chat when you have, put it in this chat when you have it. Ask Chat what the mortgage payment would be, 30-year fixed rate, 550,000 at 6.5%. What's the monthly payment?
Around 3,000.
Well, tell me exactly what it is.
2,997.
2,997, right?
Yeah.
All right. Every one of you should be able to do that. Now, I never thought about using Chat until recently. To me, I am learning how to use Chat other than just Google, like, where's the pizza place around here? So you guys can do that. Pretty simple. It's as simple as it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you then, where's the reward? How would you figure out the reward? Now, you're asking great questions, Bev. We'll see if you can land the plane. So you just did the calculations. It's $2,997 at 6.5%.
Okay, so with exciting with the new baby coming along, wouldn't you like actually, no.
All right, the reward is what is he saving? So let me help you out here. I'm your coach in the pocket.
Okay.
So, and by the way, you said something brilliant. I don't want to forget. Never thought of it this way, but it's a brilliant idea. So, all right, David, you said you're going down to 6%, right?
Yep.
And where's my chat? What is the monthly investment at 6% at 550,000?
$2,750.
Oh,
Give me the total monthly payment.
The monthly payment would be $2,750 a month.
Okay, right. And so now what he did is figured out the delta. So what's the delta?
2,997.
There you go, Jesse.
mm-hmm.
297. No, yeah, but what's the difference in the two payments?
143 a month.
Difference between the two.
$179 difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
That sounds right. I'm looking at it. Let's see.
I've got it right here in front of me on ChatGPT. The difference for a $550,000 loan, from a 6.5 to a 6% is $179 a month difference in
Boom.
payment.
Mm-hmm.
Now you guys are uber powerful.
$5.96. I'm sorry, $5.96 a day.
Okay.
Now, all right. So wait, they got ahead of me.
97 if you round it.
Yeah. When you made it to a daily rate, Robert, what was it?
$5.97.
Okay. Now, you guys right now are in the upper 99.9% of the agents in the world. When you can do that and help them understand, people are waiting for what? $6 a day. That is okay. That's the reward. So if you're going to put it on a teeter-totter and you're going to go risk reward, or some people in the old-fashioned days called it Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin was one of our wisest Americans. Whenever he made a decision, he lists the pros on one side, the cons on the other. You all remember that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the reward. Now let's list the risk. And again, Bev, you led us to this point. Anyone can answer. In fact, do me a favor, just put it in the chat so we're not talking over everybody. What are the risks of him waiting? We know what the reward is. It's $6 a day. And Louise, you can help me out by maybe reading those if you got a moment.
You just ask what are the risks, right?
Yes. What are the risks?
You're losing.
No, in the chat.
Okay.
Louise, you there?
I'm here.
Okay. What are they putting in there?
Oh, loss of best homes, prices will go up on the home, missing out on its perfect home, paying more for the house if you wait, and a bidding war.
All of those are great answers. There's probably more too. Now, let me ask you, now that you know that and you're talking to me, all right, somebody take that. Have a conversation with me. I'm the buyer. How do you have that conversation with me? Somebody hasn't participated yet. You got all the pieces are there. This is one of those puzzles for a 3-year-old. You've got like 5 pieces. Who wants to have the conversation?
I'll try it.
All right, Nicole.
Okay, so you're saying you want to wait, and we talked about how the difference is $6 a day. And let me ask you a question. Do you get coffee every day usually?
I go to 7-Eleven. I get a gallon for $6.
Okay, nice. And I forgot what your motivation was.
I got a baby coming too.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that would be a nightmare.
So what would it look like for your family to get that perfect home before the baby arrives?
Well, I mean, I think I'm making my wife do all the heavy lifting, so she probably wants to do that before the baby comes.
Okay, and so would you be willing to give up a cup of coffee a day just so that your wife doesn't have to do all the heavy lifting, and you guys can get that perfect home?
Okay, so all right, that would be one way to do it. That's called reducing to the ridiculous, and that is a way to do it. How about this? So stay with me, Nicole. Okay.
Okay.
You're the seller. All right, so what's here? All right, so $6 a day. That's $179 a month. I mean, that'd be helpful in your budget, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, let's look at the other side of the coin. That's the reward. Why don't we look at the risk of waiting to that point?
Okay.
What would you think would be some of the risks you would be taking? Now, what am I doing? I'm
Self-discovery.
Yes, I'm asking them. Remember, when they say it, it's a bazillion times more powerful than when you say it. So what could go wrong? What are some of the potential risks?
Well, I guess we could not win an offer. If
Now,
there's
all right, so hang on, because this is mastery, I'm gonna just stop. Not win an offer. Okay, that's a risk, but what does that imply?
that there's more than one, multiple,
Yes, and what does that imply?
there's more buyers,
What does that imply?
higher prices.
Bidding war.
Yeah, multiple offers. Yep.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, do you think buyers that are in a buying move right now probably have some sort of ancient memory of what it was like during COVID, even if they
Right.
didn't participate?
Yeah.
But Denny, can I ask a question? That's implied, but do you think that they would pick up on it? I don't know. Are we giving that much credit to, or do we have to spell it out a little?
Well, I probably would handle it just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to the end of the book. I want them to feel the pain of the risk. Are you following me on this, you guys? Because sometimes I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going
I
to be
am.
multiple offers, and you're going to miss out. You might
Okay,
miss
all
out on
right, there you
the
go.
perfect
All right.
home. You're not going to get the home you want.
You know, you could just go back to the chat. Pretend like, all right, what are some other risks? And here's the thing, if they don't have them all, let's say they go through 3 or 4 of them and they don't have them all, what do? You help them.
Hmm.
What is one most likely they won't even list?
That they're, well, I didn't realize this until the other day that you could be paying over appraisal value. At least here in Wichita, I mean, we only have 2 months of inventory, so
Yeah, you could do that. Well, congratulations, that's a pretty good market for you. One thing they probably will not list on their risk is what? What if I know it came up in role play, but what if it doesn't happen? What if rates don't go down? And we discovered in the conversation that they have a lease, the baby's coming, they got a blah, blah, blah. You all see what I'm saying? Now, when you look at what Louise read just a second ago on the chat, all those things and the things that Nicole came up with and Debbie came up with, and you weigh that for what? A cup of coffee a day? Can you see how silly of a decision that is?
The buyer at 6.5% is gonna pay $2,150 more in a year, but if the property increase in value 4% is $22,000 in a year. So they're losing $20,000 in equity.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously they're renting. That's another way of using math in your favor. And he's using 4% because according to the research, what Keller Williams says and Gary Keller, over like the last 50, 80 years, 4% is the average. But again, if you're going to use anything in the future, make sure you reference, if you look at the last 100 years, this is what's happened. But you're not predicting the future. So now you can have a conversation with a buyer that's waiting. Now, here's the thing I want to give Bev a knuckle bump for. All right, who was my math genius doing the math? Who was that?
Probably me. Robert.
Robert, yeah, you were one. Either one. Okay, so here's the thing. Bev asked a great question. I love this question. All right, so I'm going to go back to you, Nicole. You're waiting on 6. What if it only dropped to 6.1?
Well, I don't know. Is that the lowest you think it would go?
Well, let's just, so Robert, what I'm looking for here in a moment, when I point to you, what's the monthly payment at 6.1? All right, you ready? You have it ready,
Hold on, let me get it ready.
but don't give it to me until I point to you.
All right, 1 second.
You see what I'm doing? It's almost a conversation we have about a buyer making an offer on a house. They don't want to overpay. Well, let's say you know that was your best offer and you lose it by $1,000. What a brilliant thing, Bev, you came up with. Okay, so Robert, I'm pointing to you. So what? Let's just assume for a moment, Nicole, it only goes to 6.1. Would you act?
Yeah.
Okay, Robert, what's the number?
It is $3,333.64.
No freaking way.
You mean the difference? Wasn't it like 143?
Yeah, it's difference is like $143.
A month?
I don't know.
Going-
I see $112.42 between 6.5 and 6.1. I'm on ChatGPT.
No. It's the difference between 6 and 6.1
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
because they're waiting for 6. What if it only
Oh.
drops to 6.1?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's got to be such a small, that's like a postage stamp amount of money. Who's got it? Jesse, where are you at, man? Come on, you got this stuff. You do this in your
Practicing my listening skills, so I'm letting them do it.
Ask ChatGPT, what's the difference on a 30-year mortgage at 550,000 from 6 to 6.1?
Have it. I think it's $32.70.
Okay, so you just the monthly difference is $30.
Yeah,
Okay, so,
32.
all right,
33.
Deb, do it.
Yeah.
I don't need it yet, but do it at 6.2 now. Okay. All right. So what if it
Okay.
went to 6.1, Nicole? Would you act then?
I mean, yeah, I kind of have to.
All right. So therefore, follow me on this. Their goal was a savings of $179 a month from 6.5 to 6. Now you have to subtract $32, so now it's $150 a month. What's 6.2, Deb?
$69.85.
Another $30. See, what'll happen? What'll happen is, well, what if it was 6.2? Well, maybe. What if 6.3? No freaking way. Now what you do is you figure the delta between the 6.3 and the 6, and that they'll even be smaller. So I'm not going to go and get any deeper into math or figuring, but I want you to understand when you can handle this comfortably, that this is a mastery concept where you understand it and you can explain it without going into the 5th iteration of the derivation of pi. Tell me, give me some feedback.
My mind is blown. That is awesome.
Blown meaning I don't understand it, or blown because it is a good tool?
Because it's so good.
Well, don't blow your mind yet, because I probably got good stuff coming.
I mean, that's so great. We can get on ChatGPT and just go through all those scenarios with them.
All right, Louise, I know
It
you're
sh-
probably taking a look at that. Who's next?
I'm
should
here
say-
and I don't see anyone who's up next, but I feel like there's someone who wants to participate.
Let's do the seller side of it.
I was gonna say, isn't this similar to when Fizzbells were like, I want to save money on commission?
Yeah, yes, yes. However, we always follow, if you're taking notes, we always follow a couple simple rules. Like when I was doing the dance competition, right? I am not a dancer. I made a mistake. My first wife had good rhythm, was a dancer, and I always disappointed her. And my new wife has a lot better rhythm than me. But I took dance lessons. And I found out, I learned, not that I could reproduce, that most dances have kind of a basic, they all have kind of a basic. You move your feet. It's kind of basic, right? So when you have
Basic rhythm. Yeah.
when you have conversations around numbers, there's some basic steps we follow. Remember, everything is reduced to a number. Rates are reduced to a number. And then you have to compare that number to something else. And I have one of my Dennyisms. I don't even know if it's going to be in my book. When you go on vacation, you can fly any airline you want. However, when you're having conversation, there's only one airline to fly. What is it?
Delta.
Delta, yeah.
Delta is the difference between two numbers. All right, let's have a conversation. Who wants to be a seller? And I will handle the role play. You don't let me play it much, but I'll play today.
I'll be your seller.
Marvelous.
Well,
All right, so you guys can grade me. Let me stop my watch here. So let's see, the Robert's pretty easy. I'll have him pinned to Matt in 35 seconds. All right. All right, Robert, you ready to move forward?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's going to go on with the when the interest rates drop? Is that going to potentially make it to my house will go higher in value?
Well, okay. That's a great question. Well, let me ask you, when is that going to happen?
Well, I mean, according to the news, we're supposed to be seeing it here within the next, 30 to 45 days.
Okay. Well, if that, let's just talk about it. What if that happens? Okay, so if interest rates drop, will that work in your favor or against you? Is that what you want to know?
Well, I'm thinking, yeah, because I'm thinking it might work in my favor because I mean, if a bunch more of the buyers start to come out, then of course that's gonna put upward pressure on pricings of home, isn't it?
It could. I mean, it takes time to do that, but I haven't changed this slide yet. Guess what? I'm going head first into second. So when you sell, I mean, listen, unless you understand why they're doing something, you're driving with your blindfold, right? So, all right. So when you sell, Robert, what are you doing next?
Well, I mean, I think that, my wife would like to get, a slightly larger home, something maybe a bit nicer than what we have.
Okay. Well, you know what Jeff Foxworthy says, if mom ain't happy, you ain't happy. So we'll be up getting a bigger home, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you will become a buyer.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm listen, I know these lines backward and forward. This is where you have to use tonality. Slow down a little bit. So wait. So if we wait and your theory is right and interest rates drop, you get more for your house. How will that affect you buying a home?
Well, I guess potentially that home could be higher in price as well.
So would you rather sell high and buy high or sell where you are now and buy where you are now?
Well, I guess my concern is that we may get stuck paying higher anyway, because I mean, even if we sold our house today, it's what, 30 to 45 days before it's going to close, which means that if the interest rates drop within that time, we may already see the prices go up. So now I've sold low and have to buy high. That's not good either, is it?
Well, if you have your house under contract, that's when you sold, right? And so
Yeah,
what
I
would
guess.
prevent us from, and if it's got a 30 or 60-day close, what would prevent us from locking in a rate or going out before the rates are falling, right? what would prevent us from going out and buying right away? So we're actually buying in the same basic weekend.
I guess that could work. You know, are people going to accept an offer when we have to close a house?
Well, I mean, if it'll be contingent on the closing, which is a whole lot better than a contingent on the sale. However, if you, at that point in time, when you accept a contract on your house, now here's where you're going to have to think a little bit. When he signs a contract for his house, will he know at that point in time, right now, that could be 60 days in the future. Will he know what the rates are doing then? It will no longer be the future. It will be the present in 60 days. So if you already, by then we'll know what's going on with the rates. We can make the decision. But I guess here's the other question. What's your alternative? Robert, what's your alternative?
Well, I mean, the only alternative that we come up with is that we hold off and wait, you know, 30 to 45 days, see if the interest rates drop. And then if they do, we could, you know, list at that point in time.
Yeah, you could do that. However, let's say they're the same in 30 to 45 days. What do you do then?
Yeah. Well, then I guess we're just continuing to wait, which means that we're not doing anything.
Which means that how comfortable is your couch?
Yeah. Good point.
So, I mean, did you roll over on me, Robert, or was that logical?
No, it was logical. It makes sense. I mean, you know.
Now, a more difficult one would be this. Who wants to handle it? You can follow the same format. This time he doesn't have to, he's not going to buy. He wants to sell. He already owns his other home. Where do you take that conversation? Who wants to handle that? No takers? How come you guys like recon better than this? Louise, we need some charm. I guess I don't have the charm.
You've got charm, you've got swagger, you're everything like Mick Jagger. Mario Hoban says, can we continue the buyer's conversation from this morning when the buyer doesn't want to sign the buyer's agreement?
Sure.
Perhaps Denny can be the agent.
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to be the agent. Who wants to be my buyer?
I do. It's
Mario, are you
Yes.
going to be hard on me?
No, I'm just going to be a typical buyer that I'm getting all the time.
Okay. So, all right, Mario, we met, let's say I showed you the house.
Denny, excuse me for interrupting you. Let me give you a little bit of context. The situation is, I have interested parties, you know, you have a conversation with them, and then when they come up with the idea of looking for a certain, especially condominium, they all want to have a great deal. When you bring up the exclusive buyer agreement that we require, that's when they are hesitant and they don't want to proceed because they don't want to be locked in with one agent.
Okay, I'm ready.
Awesome.
So Mario, so we looked at a house and this house doesn't meet your needs. So let's just have a conversation. So, well, let me ask you, this house doesn't meet your needs. Do you have another agent helping you?
Not really. I mean, we are all the time on Zillow and we call the agents because we figure that if we find the agent that has a listing, then we can also get a better price because they're going to be giving the commission.
Now, it might be my speakers or it might be my ears. Can you speak up a little bit? Maybe somebody else is having a hard time hearing. I heard you, but just a little louder.
Really? Is the audio good now?
Yeah, that's fine. So,
Okay.
all right. So are you saying you're working with a listing agent? That's your method of operation?
Yeah, I mean, we are constantly on Zillow. We know very well the market, and when we like something, we call the agent so we can get a better price.
Got it. Now I want the rest of you guys to watch me. I want you to watch and make notes of what I'm doing. Maybe what I'm saying, but really more my approach to my questions, right? I'm attempting to triangulate him. You know, it's kind of like playing Battleship. Well, okay. So have you bought a home like that before?
Yes.
And help me understand, I've heard that, but what is the advantage to you by working with the listing agent on the home?
Oh, basically, they are very interested in getting the sale, and we know that we can save on the commission, so we get a better price.
How do you save on the commission?
Because the seller doesn't have to pay the buyer's commission. And we have done this before, and we got a much better price.
Well, how do you know you got a better price?
Because we did the math.
I'm sorry?
We did the math, and it was a good price for the unit.
But help me understand. I'm generally curious. I mean, you're really helping me out here. I want to understand this because I might run into somebody else's craziest like you. And I wouldn't say that. That thinks like you.
Oh, you don't know how many I have had like that.
It's okay. Hang on.
Maybe it's a Miami thing. I don't know.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I'm going to step out of role play. I want you to know that I don't know. You don't know. You can't listen, Mario. Everybody else can listen. What's going on in my mind right now? Who can read my mind? Where am I going?
I mean, the seller is representing, I mean, the listing agent is representing the seller. So he or she has got the seller's best interest in trying to get the best price for the seller. So how can that be the best price for the buyer?
Well, you're tracking with my thinking. My thinking is it's kind of like a for sale by owner saying, I sold my last 3 houses. Yeah.
And they didn't get the best price.
Probably
They left money on the table.
that's where I'm going, but I have to help him understand that. So okay, so help me understand really. You got a good price, you did the math. How did you do the math?
Yeah.
Well, we had this particular condo that was, I mean, it was competitively priced, and we know that we got like $30,000 that the seller didn't have to pay, so they reduced it from the price.
So did you judge the deal you got, the good price, based on how much you got discounted from the asking price?
Yeah, and even less.
Okay.
So basically the question, Danny, is can you help me?
Well, yes, I can help you.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do right now is help you. Is that okay?
Yeah, but not with an exclusive agreement.
Well, first of all, define what an exclusive agreement is.
Well, if I sign the contract that you are presenting me, then I'm going to be working only with you. And I want to have the freedom to be calling the other agents that have the listings.
Well, let me ask you this then. If I found a house that you didn't find and I wasn't the listing agent on it, would you sign the, and I'm using sign because he said sign, would you sign the exclusive buyer agency agreement for me to show you that?
Yes, of course. I have done it with other properties. I know the law.
All right. What did we just learn right there?
That he's willing to sign the listing agreement, the buyers, excuse me, the showing agreement for that one particular property with the agent.
No, he's saying he's not going to. Well, if I find you that home and it's not my listing and you agree to sign it, you're saying you don't have to work with a listing agent.
Yes, but it's for that one particular property.
Okay, but sometimes it's baby steps.
Okay.
Listen,
that's why I want you to handle this conversation.
All right, I'm handling it. I gotta go fast because I have a hard break here. It could be baby steps.
Of course.
Now, one thing I wrote down and never thought about it before. That's why I like doing this. You talk about exclusive buyer agency agreement.
Yes.
What if it was called an exclusive agent agreement? Now, here's my point. I'm just going to shift
Oh, so
gears for
it's-
a moment. And I'm going to ask you guys the question because I have a hard break. Sometimes you may have to start off with someone like that. Okay, so you're saying you will be exclusive with me on anything I show you. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Now, how many of you would do that versus nothing? I would do that.
That's a lot of work.
It's only a lot of work if you show him stuff that you don't want to buy. But again, if he says he's going to be exclusive with you for everything, it's still a lot of work because you're only going to show him the homes you want to show him.
Yeah, with the difference that now you have a client that is going to be a buyer and you're going to serve him exclusively and he's not going to be going around with other agents. You're doing a lot of work in order to find him the so-called deal. And then he's going to be your buyer for that one particular property.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not the best scenario, but how many of you that are married went out on your first date and made them sign an agreement that this is going to be exclusive? It's ridiculous.
I understand, Denny. That's why I wanted you to handle it because
I got it. I'm handling it, but
I
I'm
rely
saying,
on your expertise.
I'm helping you here.
Good.
Is that so? If that's the best I can do, and you're a qualified buyer, I would do that. But again, here's where I'm going to go. Here's where I'm going to go next. Let's forget about. So what happened is I got him off working with a listing agent, didn't I? Now let's say, okay, so let me ask you, are you interested in finding the best home out there for you and your money?
Yes, of course.
Then you asked me if I'd help you. Here's how I'm going to help you. I've got the 5 mindsets of a lead back here. I've got to get him on number 4, which he's got to be able to commit to an agent first. Number 5 is him to commit to me. Let me explain to you that if you want the best house out there, my advice to you is, and I'm just talking to you as a friend, I've got a lot of experience here, is that you find an agent that you like and trust, because what happens is by the time you find it on Zillow and call the listing agent, that house has already been turned down by hundreds of buyers. So you're never getting first look at anything. The good houses go first. You know why?
Because they're attractive to somebody. But
No, they're the best.
Committed
You see-
agent.
Yeah.
If you're committed, the agent is going to show it to their clients first.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
So someone who does not want to work with an agent exclusively, how many agents does that buyer have working for them?
It's like walking into a
Zero.
restaurant and asking to work with all the waiters.
So
Yeah,
what
you
you
have
want to
zero.
do,
Then you
you're
have
right.
no one.
What you want to do is get them on the mindset. Listen, whether you hire me or not, I'm talking to you human being to human being. Like it's always good to drive on the right side of the road in the US. I'm just saying, is that find an agent, because we know the first thing they do and you walk them through it. When I get a listing, I'm obligated. Notice it's not an exclusive buyer agreement. It's an exclusive agent agreement. It talks about the responsibilities of the agent to you, not
Mhm.
your responsibility to them. You see the mindset shift? Now, it's not always going to work, but I can tell you when we get our mindset right about the buyer agency agreement, we'll have a higher success rate of getting that signed. And where do you go? So Mario, I know that I probably didn't do everything you wanted me to do in this one setting. And I do have a hard break. Normally I can go beyond this, but I would be happy to do this more so if you want to come back next Friday.
of course.
Did anybody get value out of today?
So much. It was my first time
Absolutely.
really participating. So thank you.
Nicole, where are you?
Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita. I did bold there.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that's at my brokerage, Signature Partners. Hopefully you come back.
It was fun. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for being on. Louise, I'm sorry I talked so much today.
You're good. You're good. Thank you, Denny. Have a great weekend,
And
everyone.
blessings to JoJo. All right, thank you guys very
Thank
much.
you. I always get value here, so thank you.
Maybe if you see me at Mega Camp, come say hi.
Oh, you're going to be there. Okay.
Thank you. Right?
Hey, Denny, will we be having any of our stuff next week? Or is
Yes,
all
recon
gonna be
will
canceled?
take place. Yes.
Recon will take
Other
place?
people or
No, heavens no. Rain. I'm a postman. Rain, shine, snow, sleet. We always
so
do.
you'll do it from Mega Camp.
I'll do it. I'll do it. You know, if I had the skydive and do it, I'd do it.
Yeah. And you did it from Alaska, so.
Yeah. See you guys.